It's based on the reunion. Some people would have considered you an F boy. Have you ever got that?
Never.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, we are going to be interviewing the one and only Calfani from the hit show Ready to Love. And I asked that you guys keep an open mind. I was going in all guns blazing. I was ready to grill him. And towards the middle of the conversation, I was like, okay, you got me, boo, you got me. So let's jump straight into the video.
Inquiring minds want to know.
They do want to know. Okay, guys, so I am here with Calfani. I love the way Denise said your name, Calfani.
Look, I like it too.
How do you pronounce your name?
You said it right.
Okay, Calfani. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So for those who did not watch the show, Calfani was on last season of Ready to Love, which is a show on Oprah's network, own network. And I don't actually know how I got into it, but I kind of got into it so deep. Like I was heavily involved. I have recently made 2 videos on it. The first video was on Denise, kind of doing a case study on her. And the last video was me just doing a review of the whole show. And so for those people that don't know you, Calfani, please give us your name, where you live, where you're from, and how old you are, and what's your profession.
My name is Calfani Corte. I reside in Houston, Texas. I'm a Texas boy, and I'm 38 years old, gonna be 39 in May, and I am an entrepreneur. I'm also a online coach, so I coach people in health and fitness worldwide, and a master trainer.
Wow. Okay, that's a mouthful. Okay, so there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there now. So when you say you're an entrepreneur, what does that look like? What is that?
I do various like online sales and things like that, products, and also real estate for the most part. So I'm heavy into the real estate market, residential, and a little bit of commercial.
Awesome. And did you say you're almost 40 or 39?
I'll be 39 in May.
In May. Okay, cool. So what's your sign for those who are interested in signs?
I'm a fool. I'm a Taurus, May 17th.
Taurus. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, girl, we love them Tauruses. Nah.
Lovely. Is it lovely?
It's not lovely. No. It's not very
It's not lovely?
It's not lovely.
Taurus is a great people, like super loyal, you know, down to earth. I mean, we have a lot of good attributes. I mean, everybody's different. You know what I mean? I can only speak for myself.
Yeah. Okay, so you're from Ghana, right? Are you Ghanaian?
Right. My dad's from Ghana, Accra, Ashanti, and my mom is from South Africa, Swaziland, Eswatini. Now Eswatini. So
amazing.
I'm 100%.
So they're immigrants to America.
Right. They came here and they met in college at the University of Illinois, and that started the history. I'm first generation here. They moved to Houston from there, and here I am.
Awesome. Okay, so how does it feel being an, I guess, American, but also knowing where you came from, like having that direct link?
It feels good. You know, I feel like I got the best of both worlds. I can go home and be welcomed. I'm here. I'm welcomed. You know, it's good. I can go back home, start business. I can start business here. So I feel great. It's a great thing.
Have you been to Ghana or South Africa?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful places.
So are you well traveled?
I am very well traveled. I travel around the world, and I take my daughter. I try to take my daughter as often as I can as well, when she's not in school. But yeah, I've traveled to quite a few different countries.
That's amazing. That's actually
most recently I did a tour of Asia. I think that was the most recent thing. So I went to like Taiwan, Philippines, Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. I went all over.
That must be like really impressive, like a sales pitch, like a selling point for you, like someone that's actually really well traveled. Because I'm sure you know that there's a lot of Americans that have never left the country.
Never left the state or their city.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So you have that kind of advantage, and I guess a lot of women love a man that's like well traveled.
I love it. My goal is to, so while I'm an entrepreneur, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with working for somebody at all. We all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's always great building your own brand, building your own self up. And so there'll be no cap on what you can actually earn, depending on how hard you work. And you don't have to ask somebody for permission to go take a trip or go travel and work and different things like that. And the type of work that I do, I can actually travel around the world while I work. So it doesn't stop me. So I love that. My goal is to travel and work all throughout the year. It's what I usually do. But keep doing that consistently throughout life. A lot of people like, I can't wait till I retire 60, 65 years old. But I'm like, why wait till then? The time is now. We're in our youth. Enjoy it.
It's the best
Give it
time.
up.
It's the best time.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
How many children? And if so, how many?
I do. My first child, my daughter, she's 12 years old. And I have a son, he's 2.
Oh, awesome.
Titus and Kamari. Yeah.
Oh, lovely name. So was you with the parents' mother, or was it like, what was the situation of that? Long-term relationships or?
With my daughter's mother, we were together for some years. Okay. And she had a mask on. You know how somebody can portray to be this way, but they're actually a whole nother way?
Yeah.
She had a mask on, and by the time I figured out we had already been together for so long, so it's like, you kind of overlook things and you let things slide, and then but when somebody shows you who they are, you got to believe it. You know what I mean? So it was just different.
Do you feel like there were red flags that you missed in the beginning of that? And do you feel like you do that often?
I know there were definitely red flags, and I feel like I do. I was doing that quite a bit. I'm that guy that feels like, I may see this woman with issues or problems or whatever, and I can help.
You want to save her?
Don't save her, because you don't want her to be saved. Yes, I've had to learn. I've learned this hard lesson over time. It's definitely a hard lesson I've learned, but that's very true. Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, because I study a lot about like attachment styles and how people grew up and their family structure, and I find that when you come from a really healthy 2-parent home, you often have a secure attachment style, which means you're quite secure in yourself. However, that attachment style tends to go and find or attract broken people, quote unquote broken people, and so you kind of feel like you can make them like you. And
that's been my life story. That's a precise evaluation.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I've been going through, relationship after relationship. I actually have a spiritual mentor, and he's like, these specific women are drawn to you, or drawn to me, drawn to my energy.
Yeah.
Because I'm a really positive. I'm always positive. If you look at my Instagram page, it's all positive stuff, uplifting, motivational, day after day after day. That's what I like. That's what I contribute to society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. He always tells me they're drawn to me, and I have to pay attention to that. And the only way that a situation like that will work is if we lead with God. If we keep God in the midst of everything, the center of everything. Yeah.
I get that, and I also get that you're a genuine person and a kind person, because I was rooting for you, Kalfani, from the beginning until the reunion. But I definitely felt your energy, and it was genuine and it was pure, and you seem like a down-to-earth, genuinely nice person. That's why I was kind of shocked at the end result. I didn't expect that from you. And so
everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked. I was shocked myself, but
well, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it.
I know where you are.
We're gonna talk about that.
I know you got questions, and I got answers.
We got questions, okay?
I got answers.
So what drew you to the show Ready to Love? Why did you apply?
Because I was single and ready to mingle. But I was really I was single, and I felt like actually wasn't going to do it from the beginning. They called me because somebody put me down as a reference for the show. They was trying to get on the show. So when they called me, I didn't really know about it or anything.
You never
They called me. I hadn't.
Okay.
So they called me. They told me about it. That who put me down as a reference and da. And they would answer me these questions about this person, and they were like, "You sound like you'd be good for the show. We still have, a little bit of time left for you to fill out the application." And I don't know about all that. Have my homeboys laughing at me on this reality dating show, and so I went and looked at the show, and I was like, this don't seem too bad, could be interesting. I'm single. Why not? So I kind of just blew it off and forgot about it after that. But the woman called back. She followed back up with me and was like, did you decide if you want to do it or not? And she was like, this is the last day to do the application. I was like, why not? Let's go ahead. And so I did it. And months and months and months through the process of getting chosen to be on the show, it took some months, but I got chosen.
So there was like a few interviews, a few hoops that you had to kind of jump
through. A lot, quite a few.
Yeah, I know how TV is, but so that kind of means that you wasn't necessarily, you didn't apply, so you didn't go looking for this.
I'm the type of dude that I'm like a lion. You know what I mean? So, I have my routine and things that I do throughout the day, and I'm old school. I'm a young dude, but I have an old soul. So I'm not like with the new wave, the online dating apps and all this type of, I don't do all that. You know what I mean? I meet somebody in person. I've never done that.
I mean, you don't need to, do you?
What? I mean, that's not my style.
Right.
That's not me. Yeah. So I'm a very personable person. So if I see you or see something I like, then I'm going to approach you. I'm going to say something. I'm going to introduce myself and see where that goes. I may ask for your number. I may ask for your IG and follow up with you like that, texting a little bit, then, maybe FaceTime and then we'll meet, but yeah. So it was all different. It was all definitely different.
Okay. So you didn't necessarily go looking for the show, but the show came to you and you did apply because you were single. So what in the hell happened to you either before, during, or after the show that you technically were not ready to love because you were preoccupied?
I actually wasn't preoccupied. I had been single. I was in a relationship prior to, yes, as many people were in past relationships or past marriages who were on the show.
How long?
I don't know, some months.
No, how long before the show?
What do you mean?
How long before the show was you in a relationship with someone else?
That's what I'm saying. Some months.
Okay.
I just some months. I don't know exactly.
Like half a year, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, maybe 5-6 months.
Okay, before you actually went on the show or before you actually applied for the show?
Right. Before I was on the show, yeah.
When you applied for the show, the first step, you were single.
Of course. You can't be on the show if you're not single.
Okay.
I mean, you're technically not supposed to. They ask you that type of stuff, the interview. That's why I say the process is very thorough. We had to do a psychological evaluation and all kind of stuff, So, yeah, everybody who was on the show was not supposed to be in a relationship.
So what happened, Kofani?
As far as what?
As far as you were single from the beginning. You weren't in the show, you were single, right? But then after the show ended, you said you had got back with your ex, even though you walked off the show with Adriana.
So let's talk about now. What happened after you left the resort?
Whenever we got back to Houston, he told me that he wanted to have dinner just so we could talk about some things. And he told me that he had an ex come back in the picture and that it was a better decision for him to pursue her because she already had a great relationship with his kids.
The what? Come on, Calfani, for real, man.
Man,
We went through this whole process.
I was just
How
as
soon
shocked.
was this after y'all got back?
When I got home, there was a note on my door.
Right. So she was an ex, but also not really an ex.
What does
if
that
you know what I mean?
What is
It's
that?
almost like the woman who got away. You know what I mean? She left. She left due to certain circumstances that she had to leave for her family, the country, and she said she's probably not coming back. So in my mind, I had to clear her out of my head to move forward for myself, for my life, for my healthy relationships.
Right.
You know, I didn't think she was coming back. So when I went on the show, went through the whole process, really fell for Adriana, and came home and was shocked to find a note on my door. And I mean, everything just came back to me like a whirlwind. I was like, no, this did not just happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just shocking to me. So I sat there and I thought for a bit, like, damn, what am I gonna do? I just went through this process with this woman who's a very extremely attractive woman, very sweet person, you know, who I would like to get to know. But here comes this woman back who I've had something established with, you know, who knew my kids, who knew me, who knew my family, you know, and she's back and wanted to pick up where we left off, and very apologetic that she had to leave. But she left for a good reason for her family. She left because she had to. You know, it's not that she wanted to leave; she had to leave. But you know, after let me finish real quick. After leaving, she was in the letter. She was like, her heart, you know, was hurting. You know, missing me, this, that, and the other. You know, she regretted having to leave and all this stuff, and that she wouldn't ever leave like that again because it just wasn't the same without not having me there. You know what I mean? So after seeing all that and experiencing, this is the first relationship I had been in where there wasn't fighting and there wasn't arguing. You know, I've been with different women, and this is like what they know. They pray for a good man. A good man comes and it's like, they're not ready. They're not ready. You know, I'm here. I'm a man's man. I you know, you come with me, if we're staying together, whatever, I'm paying to be able to have my own house. You know, car, all that different stuff. I take care of all that stuff. I don't expect you don't have to pay half the rent. No, I'm not asking for anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm an independent man. I take care of my business. I take care of my kids. I don't ask for help for my kids or nothing. You know, if they're well taken care of, they have good clothes, great education, travel the world, you know. So it was just being able to experience that with this woman, not arguing, not fighting, traveling a little bit, not arguing, fighting with the travel, like different things that I went through in my past. The jealousy wasn't there. You know, my work. I trained different people. I trained some celebrity people. I trained, you know, models. I trained artists in the industry. I trained, you know, athletes. I trained different kind of people. If you know this before we get together, why be jealous about it or upset? Or this is my source of income. This is how I take care of you. This is how I take care of us. My heart is with you. I'm honest. There's no reason for you to be jealous. Matter of fact, come on to work with me. Come on. Come here. Come train with us. I got this group of women over here. Come train with them. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm an open book. Very transparent. I don't have anything to hide. It's not like that, you know. So going through that and past relationships is kind of what messed me up with Denise, because I was kind of feeling Denise early on in the show, and then.
All right, don't get into it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Right. But no, that she basically came back, you know, just brought a whirlwind of feelings back, you know, that I have not experienced with anyone else. And I knew I could start this fresh thing with Adriana, which is like, so it's like going to Vegas. You take your girls' trip to Vegas periodically. You know, every time you go to Vegas, it's dope. The trip is amazing. You have a blast, you know, but they're talking about taking a trip now to the Sahara Desert. And you're like, we never been to the Sahara. What's in the Sahara? You know, so that's with her and her. See what I'm saying?
It was kind of like not wanting to start over again.
Right.
New.
Right. Not knowing how it would end up, knowing that I couldn't introduce her to my children immediately because I'm not that type of man. I have to get to know you. I have to see how you are. I have to make sure I can bring you. I'm comfortable around to bring you around them, you know, and know that you're serious and that we're serious with each other. Because I don't want to be having women coming in and out of my kids' life like that. That's not right, you know. And kids, my daughter will get attached. She's a beautiful little girl. She just turned 13 2 days after Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
And we had a really good party. She's 5'7".
Oh, wow. How old are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2". Okay, wow. She's gonna be tall.
She's gonna be a tall girl. And so I'm very precautious with her because she's so loving.
Yeah.
She has such a loving spirit and such loving energy. She'll get attached to someone, you know, and so I have to be careful about trying to bring a woman into the picture, you know, not wanting that to happen to her, not wanting her to get attached to someone and then having her hurt if that person leaves, because it's happened before.
Yeah.
When she was younger, yeah.
Right. That's now hearing that story, it is very noble. I just wanted to ask though, how long was you with her the first time? How long was you with her the first time before she left?
It wasn't even a long time. It's just, you know, when you with somebody and everything is just perfect.
I know.
And it just clicked. It was only like 9-10 months, something like that.
That's a long time.
But I mean, to me, it's not a long time when you have a whole lifetime you can spend with somebody. Yeah. I'm 38 years old, you know, 9 months out of, you know, that is not a very long time.
Yeah, but was it like consistent? Was you guys like dating exclusively, or was you seeing other people? What was the kind of situation?
It was so from the very beginning, I had, you know, a choice of women, you know, and she's an attractive woman as well. So she, you know, dudes are barking up her tree also. But I made a decision to leave the other, just kind of talking to seeing who I almost like the show.
Yeah. Talking
to different, seeing who I'm most compatible with. I felt like it was her, so I left the other people alone.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of what you do when you date. You don't almost like KG on the show put all his eggs in one basket with Naya.
Yeah.
And it backfired. You kind of spread them around a little bit when you're dating.
How funny, I feel like you have the option to be able to spread your eggs around in different baskets. No, honestly, everyone,
girl, you crazy.
Everyone doesn't have those options, and that's why it's like for you, it's like, oh, that's how it's normal to date for you, because
no, not really. I mean, sometimes you can just meet that one person in the door. That happens, but right now I had got out of a relationship, and I was like, and it was like 3 people. It was her and 2 other people.
3 people.
her and but I didn't. It wasn't like we weren't like going out and stuff. We were just talking on the phone more so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like talking on the phone. It wasn't like going out yet.
Right.
You know, I went out a couple times, you know what I mean? With a couple of them and stuff like that, but it wasn't like we going out every weekend, we're doing this, you know, we're planning this throughout the days and the week. It wasn't like that. We were talking on the phone. It was very casual. You know, I kept it respectful, you know, but once I figured that she was in my best interest, I just let the other ones alone. Kindly told them, you know, it wasn't anything they did wrong. It's just, you know, I feel like, and I'm an honest person.
I like that though. So even though you're talking to 3 people, you're not actively like physically dating them, seeing them all at the same time, right? You're just
I wasn't having sex. Yeah. No, I wasn't having sex with all like I'm gonna come knock you down today. Oh, it's your day today. It wasn't like that.
Right. Okay, so I respect that multiple dating, but I'm just saying not everyone has that option to multiple date. But also, I don't know how people date multiple people at the same time. I wouldn't be able to.
You're right. And that's why I had to stop, because it's too much of a headache. When I got to work and kids and church and family, trying to do that, you know, trying to make everybody, it's too much. It's too much. So, no, I honestly don't like that.
Okay, so are you with your ex now?
Yes, my current.
So it worked out?
Yep.
And how's that going?
It's going well. It was a little shaky, you know, after the show. Seeing,
so did she know that you were on the show?
No, she didn't. But she came back. She came back and found out. I told her. So she was like, okay, I don't want to know anything about that, you know. And then later on, went and saw the last reunion episode after she said she didn't want to know anything about it, and it made her feel some kind of way, seeing me talking to Adriana, trying to console her, everything. And she was like, it just bothered me to see you with another woman like this, talking to her almost like how you talk to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, but you were gone. What was I supposed to do? You want me to just hold on and wish, hope, and pray? I didn't think you were ever coming back. So I had to move on with my life, and that's what it was. So that made things a little bit shaky, just her having to get over that. But I'm like, you left me. I didn't leave you. You left me.
And technically, you were single.
Of course, yeah, I was single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the note that your ex left on your car or your house, I can't remember what it was.
The door, yeah.
The door. Was that genuinely what happened, or was that fabricated?
No, that's what happened. So the reason why the note was left is because when we kind of first started getting together and I got her flowers the first time, I left the flowers at her door and I left a note on it. And it was just a real sweet note, just telling her some things. And ever since that moment, we would kind of do that back and forth. She may be in my house and she had already written something out. And before she leaves, she may leave it on the counter and leave, goodbye, this and that, kiss, she leave. And I find it on the counter after she leaves. And I'm like, oh, this girl, So it was just something that we did, like leaving little notes behind. That was kind of our thing.
Okay. So now that is out of the way, I feel like my followers will be happy to continue with this interview.
Well, so how do your followers feel about me? What do you think? What do you feel about? A lot of people were mad. They were really upset. They were like, you did that woman wrong, black woman wrong. Black men do black women like this all the time. And I was just like, damn. I thought this was all about love. At the end of the day, I found love. And I hated that happened to Adriana, like for real.
How did you tell
that? Because she's my friend. Like,
how did you tell her?
I met her. I'm not gonna tell her that over the telephone. I was like, can you meet me at this restaurant? So we met at a nice restaurant. We sat down and we talked for like 2 hours. And I told her like that. And she took it really well. She didn't talk to me after that. She took it well there at the restaurant. Later, she told me she was upset, hitting her steering wheel, and she said she was upset. And I wouldn't have been mad at her if she didn't talk to me again, because I know that hurt. And I'm not a person. I'm a very loving person, because my mother, oh my gosh, she's a saint. So she just has such an unconditional love. She helps so many people. My homeboys used to love coming through when I was growing up, because my mom would always be cooking and offer everybody something to eat. And, she's just a really sweet woman, South African woman, a very, very nice people. But she taught me unconditional love, and doing that, hurting her like that it was hard for me to do, but I knew I had to do it. I didn't want to be that guy that was trying to juggle two women, because I'm like, well, let me see which one it works out better with. Trying to be a player. I wasn't trying to do all that. I felt like if I did that, Adriana would have got a lot more attached. She was already kind of feeling me, like really feeling me from the show. She would have became a lot more attached to me. And then that would have really hurt if I would have told her, well, look, I got this woman over here and I'm choosing to be with her. That would have really hurt more so, I feel like. And it would have been stringing her along, and I don't want to do that.
I think that's very noble of you, and I think that's respectful. And I think now that you kind of cleared that up, I think it's understandable. And things like that, they do happen. They genuinely do happen. I think at the reunion, it was so quick that you said it that everybody was first shocked, because we just guys were going to live happily ever after, because that's how it that's how it kind of ended.
That's how it ended. It's sailing off in the sunset on a boat with the kiss, and it's true.
Yeah. I think we were kind of really shocked, but looking back now, the way that you handled it, I could tell that you were a little bit ashamed, a little bit it was upsetting to you. It wasn't like you did it because you were some kind of player or whatever. But I think that you've explained it, I think it makes perfect sense. And
while I was upset, you saw when I was so zoned out. You remember Rashid was talking, Adriano, right, and I were talking? She said something something kind of like, I just don't know if it was real, if it was all real, if it was an act of a trick. And I was like, what? Like, are you serious? You think like the whole thing through all these weeks on this resort was like me acting with you?
So the reunion was the first time you saw her again since all that happened?
No. Adriana and I are cool. So after that, she didn't talk to me for a little bit. And then she called me and she was like, look, I just needed time to process everything. It was some days. I just needed time to process everything. And I understand what happened. You know, we weren't there that long on the resort. You know, we're just kind of getting to meet each other. And I understand this was something that had already been established before us. She told me about her. I told her about the relationship. We were talking before. It didn't show everything on the show, but her and I talked about like our past relationships. Her and I, and Denise and I, were really having some deep conversations. I was trying to get down to the nitty gritty and find out who was actually the best for me and my family. But we talked about past relationships and things like that. So my ex came up, or the one who got away from me, she came up. And so when I told her that's who it was, she was like, she understood, you know, and we're still friends now to this day. We just talked the other day. So we're still cool. There's like no bad blood or beef or anything like that. I still encourage her with things, you know, and you know, we talk. It's cool.
Was she upset that she didn't choose Rashid over you? Was that a conversation she had with you?
Was she upset about that? No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. She was like, she knew Rashid wasn't for her. Right. She said she knew Rashid wasn't for her because he didn't fight for her at the end. And I told her, I was like, look, I don't care what man comes after you, whatever's going down. If I see something I want, I'm going after it. I'm not going to stop until I get it. And I told her, I'm not a big word person. I'm more action. So I'm going to show you instead of tell you, and let my actions speak for me. But she saw it and she felt it. And she said she felt like what she gave up. And she's used to that from her past. And that was a trigger for her, that she don't like that. You know, a guy that's not going to fight to make their relationship try to last, or whatever they're trying to establish last. That's not something she was too keen on.
Right.
Other things, she mentioned some other stuff too, but she was like, nah, she didn't regret that decision.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the beginning. The first person that showed interest to you was Denise. I kind of want to know what you liked about.
Oh no, that's what you all saw. Honestly, from the beginning, it was Joy.
Who? Joy what?
Joy on the show.
You was
Joy and I. It was. So my picks were Joy, Winter, and Denise in the beginning. Joy was the first woman that I saw there on the show. And she came out with all her hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this?
Right.
Angel. And we talked and we hit it off. And with the way production is, that like you said, that storyline drew you in, right? Like really sucks you in the way they did it. But they didn't want, I guess they didn't want certain people to be together for the storyline. So They let us go on dates and stuff like that. They let us go on dates, but they were not letting me go on a date with Joy. They didn't set me up with a date with Joy. I had to pull Joy to the side and talk to her on the side, you know, whenever I talk to her. Or like, come on, let's play pool. Let's shoot this pool right now while you're not going on a date over here or over there, you know, and talk. You know, or whatever. I had to pull her to the side and talk. I went on a date with Winter. She was another one also. But after that one date, they didn't let us go on any more dates. It was like, so, you know, and they would ask you, the girls would ask you, like, what's up? Like, are you about me? You like me? Or I'm like, yeah, but they won't let me go on a date with you. I can't control that.
Wow.
So,
that's quite interesting, because I think the first episode, especially when everybody kind of met each other, I didn't see you talking much to Denise, apart from this time when she pulled you to the side to have a talk.
Trying to put her legs on me.
When she put her
but we were there. We were there in that chair for some hours.
Really?
Yes. They showed a glimpse.
So what did you like about Denise? Answer the question.
So this mixer was all about mixing and mingling, getting to know each other, getting to know who everybody's name is, seeing who everybody is, finding out some of the interests, seeing who you may have in common, things you may have in common with whoever, so you know who to start trying to pursue.
Right.
And nephew Tommy wanted to know that night, like, who do you like? So I talked to pretty much everybody except for Adriana and Alex, who I spoke to at the end. And I liked Adriana. That we only spoke for 5 minutes, but I was like, I like her energy. But we just never really meshed because there was just so much other stuff going on. Once Denise and I sat on that chair like that and we talked for hours, I felt like we were the most connected to each other. And she felt the same because we spent the most time talking to each other that first day.
Right.
So it was just a natural thing. You know what I mean?
So it was an energy. It was an energy thing.
Right. But then after that, she always came looking for me. If she saw me somewhere, she'd come and slide her arm under my elbow, and she always came looking for me, or I'd be looking for her, or whatever, and it was going like that until.
What's your usual type, if you have one? Like physical type, height, weight, ethnicity, complexion, all of that. Like, what is your ideal type? And if you have one, just feel free to say it. If you don't, then fair enough.
I don't know if I have. I don't really feel. So me. God was so amazing with what He did when He created women. Y'all are so beautiful. I mean, just everything about a woman. So I'm not super picky like that. A woman can be short, a woman can be tall. A woman can be dark, a woman can be light. You know what I mean? She can have almond eyes, she can have round eyes. She can have full lips, she can have more pursy lips. I like full lips though. but it's more so about energy. It's more so about attraction. It's more so about spirituality. It's more so about the way we vibe, we connect with each other. So all that stuff, I like a woman who cares about her health. I do like that. Let me say that. I do like a woman who, you can eat different things, junk foods and stuff here and there, but I like a woman who cares to eat healthy also. You know what I mean? Who cares about her health, her wellness, her well-being, maybe likes to work out, maybe do some cardio here and there and stuff like that. I like that. That turns me on because it lets me know that you really care about yourself. You know what I mean? You're taking care of yourself, not only just bathing yourself and hygienical, but physically. You're worried about your heart, your brain, all that different stuff. That's one thing that's a turn on for me. So all the height and the dark complexion. I've been with dark women, black as night, and I've been with bright skinned women. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. It's not really. I've been with short women. I've been with tall women. It's not really a preference like that.
I guess it's one thing that they have in common is that they take care of themselves, right? Or you've been with BBW, like what like?
No, I haven't. Not that I have anything against it, but that's just not my type, my preference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they are like that and they're working out, trying to get healthy and get in shape, I love it. Yeah. I'm all for it because I want people. My thing is helping people to be more healthy. We have so many health issues in our community, obesity and different things like that, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, all these different things from unhealthy eating, from letting ourselves go and getting too big and not caring. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day to do the same thing. You have the same time that any one of those millionaires or billionaires has to read, to exercise, to help someone, to do anything. Sometimes you got to put that remote down, the TV remote down, and spend some time enriching here, on enriching here, or your finances. So I'm all about that. I'm all about that.
So with Denise, you mentioned at the beginning a little bit, but I guess when did you start seeing a bit of the red flags, a bit of the stuff that you didn't like?
I saw a little bit of it. What I saw is a little bit of the territorialness first. when I would be around other people, she'd come in and she kind of, like I said, put her arm around me and kind of try to be like, he's mine, in a sense. I was like, okay. She really digging me. She really likes me. So that's me, of course, ignoring the red flags. Callie, ignoring the red flags.
I have a question because I actually wanted to ask this when you was talking about the kind of women that you attract and how you overlook the red flags. What is it in you that you see? Is it like, are you just trying to see the best in people?
I do.
Yeah, what is that?
I try to see the best in people. I don't know. I guess I'm always such a positive person. Like, I don't believe in bad days. And we all can have rough days, you know what I mean? But I'm a glass half full type of person, not half empty. It's always half full. So, I'm always looking at things in an optimistic standpoint, and everybody doesn't look at the world like that. I try to look at it the best way to keep myself uplifted, to keep myself happy and good spirits so I can still continue to encourage other people. Because I've been on the other side of the spectrum. I've been in dark places. I've been angry and things like that in my younger days. And it's not fun. It's not pretty. It's really a miserable place to be. A lot of people have depression there. A lot of people think about suicide there. There's a lot of different things that go on that darker side. So I try to stay on the side with more light, and be the light and positivity in other people's lives. Sometimes people just need a hug, to help them get through their day or a good word. You know what I mean? So that's the type of person I am.
Right.
And I try to see the good. I always try to see the good in people. That's.
When did that change with Denise? When did you stop kind of?
We were at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Brenda, we were at the pool and we were on a group date. So it was me, Rashid, Denise, Edwin, Adriana, and Simone.
Mm-hmm.
And they were over there, like in the pool, like in the benches, on the chairs, kind of lounging, them four. And Denise and I were on the side. She wanted to be over here on the side, me and her. So we were swimming in the pool. We were playing games, just doing all kinds of stuff, having fun. I'm flipping in the water. And we're just having a good time. And some time had went by. An hour had went by, and we were still over there in the chairs. This was supposed to be a group date.
Right.
But yeah. But she was cool, us just being over here.
Yeah.
So Adriana finally got up and she was like, excuse me, would you mind if I have a moment of his time whenever y'all are through playing y'all's game? It was real respectful. And Denise was like, no, girl, you need to go on back over there with your man. she was like, didn't you say Rashid was yours in Tommy's Tavern? Go back over there with your man that you claim. I'm with mine.
Whoa.
And I was like, she was like, but we on the show, like trying to date and get to know each. She was like, look, you said that was your man over there, so go over there with your man. We over here playing the game. We're busy. You know what I mean? And I was like, Denise, I jumped in the pool and I was like, Denise, man, you can't be acting like that. You know what I mean? We all come here for the same purpose. She's talking about, we're here to date. We are. I know you have interest in me. I have an interest in you, but we still got to do what we came here to do. You know what I mean? And she was like, yeah, but you don't know what's going on. Like, these women be trying to da-da-da-da, this and that and the other. And I'm like, what are you talking? I said, she came respected. She said, you don't understand. Women be trying to do this and trying to do that and da-da-da. And I was just like, that's when I first saw. That's when I first really experienced it. And I felt the jealousy. I felt the guard, like she was trying to protect what she felt like she had, me and her, and this and that. And I understood it, but at the same time, it was extremely aggressive.
Yeah.
Hostile, and it's a dating show. We're here to all date. We're here to get to know each other and see who you're most compatible with. You don't tell somebody, get back over there with your man. Well, ain't no man or woman yet. That's why when she was like, we breaking up, I was like,
we're not together. We're not together.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That is very, very.
I was never under the impression we were together, but all right. That's how you feel.
Oh my god, I actually love Denise as a character. Like she is great.
She made the show.
She's entertainment. She's great entertainment.
Right.
But
Right. She got a lot of energy.
I've been very critical of her character, like how she was expressing herself on the show, and I've made a few videos about it. And I feel like it's coming from a place, a hurt place. And
Right.
I wish that if she got that sorted, I think that she would just flourish. She will flourish in life.
The thing is, I believe the same thing, but people have to want that type of help.
Yeah.
You know, as you saw in the reunion, and she was like, I check myself when I need to, and I correct my, you know, and then I was like, but Denise, if someone asked you to describe all the bumps, nicks, scratch, muscles on your back, could you do it? And she was like, yes. And I was like,
I remember
that. And that's when I was just like, okay, you know, she knows everything. You know, there's nothing else I can say.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't she doesn't take the criticism, the positive reinforcement of criticism very well.
Yeah.
You know. But we're all human. We all fall short. We all make mistakes, you know. But sometimes we need somebody else to give us an outside perspective and that's what I was trying to tell her. When she was saying I check myself and I evaluate myself, sometimes you need somebody from the outside looking in to tell you, like, I know you say you check yourself, but girl, you be doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you realize it or not, but you know, you could improve your life a whole lot more if you know.
I actually said that in my last video, the review of the show, because like I feel like she showed that she had a few issues to deal with, but also Simone did as well. But Simone was, at least what we saw, was open to actually being checked.
How to work on her.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and
she was.
Yeah. And right. being willing to be wrong, willing to be vulnerable as well,
right.
And so that made people more pity her than be annoyed. And we all know that there's nothing more annoying than someone who thinks that their shit don't stink and it really smells. Like
right.
It smells frustrating. Right. And so that was the only problem that I had with Denise. But a lot of people felt like Adriana kind of came in to take you away, to kind of provoke Denise. Was that the case?
And that's not and that's not what it really was. Adriana, okay, so you have to remember she's a tall woman.
Yeah.
The only other tall guy on the show was Rashid and Edwin. Edwin, and Rashid were the tallest guys on the show. So that was, I mean, I don't think she would want to get a guy that was shorter than her, like Jay. You know, especially if she wears heels, she's gonna be 6'2".
Yeah.
Maybe 6'3".
Right.
You know, so she's looking for a taller man. So it wasn't really that. She's looking for somebody to match her.
Yeah.
To match her swag. You know, I'm a tall guy. Edwin was a tall guy. She wasn't really feeling Edwin like that. So she was like, well, let me see. And I, you know, like I said, I spoke to her that mixer that day because she was the last person I talked to. And it was very brief, like 5 minutes. And I liked her from then, but a lot of my energy was with Denise.
Was she really your number one? Like, was she really your number one? You kept on saying it a lot.
Because she was. I didn't, because like I said, I went on a date with Winter, but they wouldn't let me go on any more dates with her. Right. So I couldn't see. I kept going out with Denise, you know what I mean? And so I saw, and it was always cool. What you all saw, I didn't see, like those different angles. When she was in other places with that, and I wasn't there, I didn't see her. Like when at the mixer with Rashid with the bug in the drink, and you know, just I didn't see all that. You see what I'm saying? Y'all saw a different perspective, and people were like, "Oh Lord, Callie, please don't get her, please, Callie." You know, and they were saying, and I was like, I didn't see all that.
Yeah.
I didn't see all of it till I saw it at the pool side that day.
Right.
And then after the pool that day, I told her, and then all the guys pretty much had her in the bottom. In Tommy's Tavern, I had her in the top. And I came at her and I spoke to her with compassion. It was like, baby, look, you know, you got to step your game up. The guys ain't feeling like you trying to give them any time of day. It's all me. You know, you got to spread your hustle a little bit. Talk to other guys. You know, I want you to stay here. So yeah, I did have a genuine interest in her.
Yeah, you did, because I just remember you was talking to her like very compassionate, like even after all the guys were like, she's aggressive, all this kind of stuff. you were still very much still rooting for her, and you gave her the
Of
benefit
course.
to be like, and
Right.
she was in the bottom too many times. Like,
Right.
that's what kind of upsets me, because it's like, there's a reason why you're in the bottom two, and you keep getting saved. That's like, that should humble you. That should make you feel like, okay, I need to work on something, kind of thing. But I kind of feel like it was a stroke to her ego every time she got out of the bottom two, so she didn't really learn from it. But yeah, that's enough about Denise. And if Denise is watching, hey girl, I do love you. I just feel like you just need to go to therapy.
We all love you, Denise. You know we love you. They ask questions, I'm giving answers.
Okay, so with Adriana, a lot of people felt like she was lusting after you. Is that something that you notice, and do you get that a lot? Obviously, you're a personal trainer. You are very.
I think any woman can lust after a man with muscles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so a little bit about me. I bodybuild.
Okay.
I am a professional bodybuilder. I turned pro some years ago. I competed at the top level, at the pro level, competing at the bodybuilding Olympia, Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys used to compete at, So I do that. That's like one of my favorite hobbies. So so my physique I have one of the top physiques in my class, men's physique in the world.
Wow.
I would say so. So when a woman sees me take my shirt off, it's kind of, and I wasn't in the best shape there. Like if I show you right now, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Take it, joke it. Just joke. I'm joking. Yeah, go on.
But so I'm not tooting my own horn, but that's something I like. I love to work out. That's like my woo-saw moment.
Yeah.
That's a decompressor. It's a de-stressor. It helps you. Sometimes I get my thoughts together and think of new strategies and new plans while I'm working out. If there's anything that's bothering me, I sweat it out and I leave it on the gym floor and I don't take it home with me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a great healing thing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
For the mind, body, spirit. Sometimes I'll be listening to my spiritual music in there, just pounding those weights. Yeah, I feel like any woman could lust over my physique. I definitely put some work in over the years.
Yeah.
So I mean that could be possible.
Do you feel like she was physically attracted to you first?
Most definitely.
Okay.
I feel like you remember when Shay said something on the show? She was like, all the girls love Cal Fani. I think Cal Fani love all the ladies. I think that was part of it. That was one thing was they knew I was a physically attractive guy.
Right.
Another thing is when I speak to each one of them, it's not, if you notice my boy Sam at that mixer, he was kind of like, he couldn't look the women in the eye when he spoke to them, was kind of here and there, was unsure of what to say. I'm not like that. I'm going to look you in your face. I'm going to look you in your eyes. I'm going to let you speak. It's confident and a respect thing. I'm going to let you speak and have your piece. I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm going to speak. I have a good sense of humor, a decent smile, they tell me, boisterous laugh. But, just different things like that I think they all were kind of attracted to. So I don't think Adriana was an exception to the rule. She just got more of the conversation, which is what I feel like is key. That's one of the key foundational points in any relationship. You should never lead with sex in a relationship. Although it may seem good and feel good, momentarily, if that's what you lead with, your relationship is going to fall apart more than likely because you are on a shaky foundation. Yeah. But if you lead with great communication before the sex even comes into play, work on learning each other's mind, how to communicate with each other, love languages, trust, honesty, reliability and things like that. You're building a solid foundation that you can always fall back on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the sex and love and all that's going to come, and that's just going to make it better.
Yeah. You're aware that she may have been attracted to the outside, but I think you kind of have a handle on knowing that it's more than that. And
right.
You've kind of learned the skill of communication and making people feel comfortable and all that kind of stuff, which I think is actually a great tip to any guy that's out there.
Any guy.
That may not even be physically attractive. Like, someone like you, but they can.
Am I?
You right. You right. But like, I think it is important that you do connect with someone, and I think you have a way of making everyone feel special, and I think women love that. And I kind of want to touch on something that you like. The way that you talk is like you're very confident, and you're also very self-aware, and you're aware of yourself, right? And you say, "Oh, I like this about myself. I'm this. I've got a nice smile. I've got a nice physique, or whatever." But somehow, for me personally, I don't take that as cocky. I don't see that as someone that's full of themselves. I see that as someone that is aware of what they offer and is proud of that, but not in a prideful way. So I think that you have a great balance, because anyone else talking like this, I could have been like, calm down. Sit down.
I'm still smiling. Breeny, you got me stuck on the whatever. You said whatever. I was like, oh, say it again, girl.
Oh Lord.
That's probably too cute.
Follow up that question. Somebody asked, how comes you let women choose you instead of you choosing them? Is that a true statement?
So with that being said, I choose women, but when I said that, I think it really got misconstrued. So when I say that women choose me, I mean, like, for example, if we're at the gym and you see me working out and you're working out, and you see something about me that you like, you're like, damn, he's fine. Or, man, I see him in here all the time. He's training people. That dude is like really focused. I want to tell him something and see, where it goes. That's what I mean like that. Like a woman may say something like, hey, I like the workout you're doing, or you got some nice may approach me like that, trying to spark conversation. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, she's kind of fine. And then I will leave from there. So like for Adriana, for example, when we were at the pool trying to come and grab me away from Denise,
that
had me like, why is she trying to come get me that tall glass of water? I have to go see what's up. So when I say that, it's just a way of women, I guess, trying to get my attention.
Initiating.
Right. Get my attention and let me know they're here, that they're there in the room or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? And that happens sometimes. People just shooting their shot, saying something, and seeing where it goes.
You get that a lot in real life?
It depends. I don't go out a whole lot, but when I start going out, it happens a lot more frequently.
How does that feel to have that kind of power?
I guess it feels, I'm gonna be honest, it's just weird. When I started lifting weights and when I started really getting bigger, I'd be at the grocery store with my daughter and stuff like that. And, people be turning around and turning their heads. And I was like, what they looking at? And then a kid walked by and was like, Mommy, pulling on, Mommy, did you see him? That guy was big. And I was like, oh. Because I see myself every day and I don't look at myself like I'm this big, great. Oh, you respect me, Nah, I don't do that. I'm a humble dude. I don't do all that. I don't feel like there's a need or necessity for that. One of my spiritual gifts is a gift of protection. So I'm humble in my size, because growing up, I was like this. I was 5'6" for the longest, 5'6".
Whoa.
And skinny. Then I caught a growth spurt. I was 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
And I shot up from like 5'6" or 5'7" to 6'2". Quickly. And
you were still slim?
I was tall and lanky. I was like 165 pounds. 6'2".
So I can insert it in here.
Now I'm like 230 from 165 to 230.
Wow.
But
so do you notice? Wow.
Yeah. I see you, girl. I see you.
You can't see nothing. I'm wearing a jumper.
I gotta gas you a little bit.
Someone asked me to ask you, do you feel like pretty privilege is real?
Do I feel like what?
Pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege?
Yeah.
Are they calling me pretty?
Well, you're the male equivalent to it, basically.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I don't think I'm that dude like that. I feel like I'm a little rough. I think
Okay.
I understand. Oh, no. Not taking it offensively. I just never heard that. Myself, I think I'm a rough looking dude. Like I don't think I'm the most attractive. I feel like I'm all right. You know what I mean? I feel like physically, yes, I'm well built. I feel like look, I'm all right. You know what I mean? There's some real pretty boys. So pretty privilege. I think.
No, okay. Let me clarify. So
I know what you mean.
Right, so pretty privilege would be a woman that is pretty, right? And she gets all the privileges because she's pretty.
A lot of attention, yeah.
Yeah, so that translated into for a man would be the physique, the complexion, the height, the overall package.
For me, I would say it's more so my presence, my height, and my stature, my frame. I'm almost as wide as a door frame. When I stand I'm serious. From shoulder to shoulder, I'm almost as wide as a door frame. So my stature, it's a very commanding presence. So when I step in a room, tall, wide, big, thick chest, big arms, people are like, damn, who the hell is he? Be quiet and listen to what he got to say. You know, big dude talking. You know.
Well, so when it comes to women, from the person you were before, tall and lanky, to how you are now, do you see maybe the options that is opened up for you? Are you perceived in a different way than when you were tall and lanky? Did that change or not? To you?
I don't think it changed much. Cause I was I was more shy. When I was tall and lanky like that, then I was more shy, but I still had a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
I got a girl.
I still had a girlfriend, you know. She loved me. She loved my dirty drawers. So I was doing something right. So I guess at the end of the day, it's always about conversation. Lead for conversation. What they say, conversation rules the nation.
I like that. Conversation and confidence. Okay, I guess based on the reunion, some people would have considered you an F-boy. Have you ever got that?
Never.
Okay.
Never. And that's why I hate the way I was exposed there, because all throughout the show, they said I was a fan favorite. But then, you know, or after the conversation with Anthony we had with Denise, people got mad. They were like, that was so catty.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that as well.
So production they had us to do that. That's not in my nature, to go and be trying to talk behind somebody, do this and that, be messy. That's not in my nature. They were like, we want y'all need to do this scene. You know, y'all go to that bench, y'all talk about this, about Denise. And I was like, all right, I guess this is what we got to do.
I mean, I personally didn't see anything wrong with that, to be honest.
people were they got on my IG page and they were so mad about that towards me. Like that was, you're so messy and you're this and that. I can't believe you, and just all kinds of stuff. Like, people said I was being messy, like trying to mess Denise up. Like,
no,
you trying to throw something because she don't want to be with you now? Because she don't want to be with me now. What are y'all talking about? Like, what? I was just kind of like, people are crazy. I'm like, are they watching the same show I'm watching? Because this doesn't. She don't want to be with you now. Your feelings are hurt, and I was like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even begin to make any sense.
Yeah.
At the end of the show, she really made it easier for me to make a final decision. For me, if I'm gonna be honest, she made it easier for me to make a final decision, because
I feel like it would have been worse if you were to tell Denise, like, listen, I'm gonna go and kick it with Adriana. And I think she saved you from looking that way. But people still had a problem with it, and I was like,
they still had a bad taste. They still had a bad taste in their mouth with me talking to Anthony.
Yeah.
And saying that I was trying to make sure that she didn't get either one of us. And it's not even really that. At the end of the day, Anthony is his own man. If he was picking Denise as his number one also. If he wanted Denise, he could have had Denise. He would have, if he wanted, he would have chosen her. Denise never picked Anthony for her number one.
No, she didn't.
And he knew that.
She was trying to make you jealous, but then it backfired.
And he knew that. And he knew that. And he knew it was game. You know, when she was there spelling I'm falling for you and all this stuff. But then, I mean, to him, he knew it was game and he wasn't falling for it. And it's not because of what I said, it's because how he felt and what he knew.
Do you have any regrets about like the resort, leaving the resort? And also, double question, if you could do the whole experience over, who else would you have tried to get to know?
I don't think I have any regrets. I did all that I could there. It was a great experience. I made 19 new friends because we're all cool now. We had a Taco Tuesday a couple weeks ago at Chef Shay's house, and Edwin and Shay, they're both chefs. They came through and they whipped up all kind of. I mean, we had octopus tacos. Quick fire. Alicia brought the new baby.
Did she?
She brought her baby at the Taco Tuesday. The baby was like 2 months, I think.
Oh my God. 2.
Yeah, beautiful little girl, but she had her baby there, and I know that was a shocker for a lot of people too. Yeah, I mean, none of us knew she was pregnant on the show.
Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah. Anyway, I reserved my comments for my last video. So, just a few quick fire questions. So, answer them as concisely and as quickly as possible because I feel like we're over an hour now. Okay. But what do you find hard about dating in America, Houston, as a guy? What's the hardest thing about dating as a guy in your area code?
I guess the quality of just really genuine women that are really seriously trying to settle down. You know, a lot of people say that's what they want and act as if, but when it comes down to it and they have somebody that's showing them, okay, I want the same thing, then they still kind of want to play. They're still almost not all the way ready. And at times sabotage it when the thing may seem too good to be true. You know what I mean? And the bouginess, like if a dude compliments you and it's like, oh, you look good, your hair looks good, or I like your outfit or something like that, to look at him and be like, roll your eyes and look away. That is so rude and disrespectful. And there's a lot of women out here to do that type of stuff.
Do you think
unnecessary?
You think that a lot of women are quite full of themselves?
I feel like an Americanized mindset has a lot of people like that, and I really don't like it. It's a big consumer mindset. So a lot of people look good and dress good and drive this good car back to their apartment, with probably not much money in the bank account, living paycheck to pay. And it's not, but you want to high side on somebody and be like this, like you really got it going on. It's not cool. At the end of the day,
it's the same everywhere, man.
Right.
Same, like people want to act like they got something going, but then they go home and then they're crying. So it's like, what's the point?
Right. I'm saying, like, get some assets, get some equity up under your belt. Yeah, that's the real flex to me. Yeah.
Okay, next question. Which one of your parents was you closest to growing up? Has that changed, and why? Why would you close?
My mom.
Your mom seems like a really lovely person, by the way.
That's my baby. Yeah, she's so loving. She's gonna tell you like it. If you're wrong, she's gonna tell you wrong, tell you why you're wrong, and then still hit you with love. You know what I mean? But if she whooped me, she would whoop me, and then she would comfort me and tell me where I went wrong. My dad would just whoop me and be like, "Shut up! You want some more? Keep going." You wouldn't explain nothing. You better figure it out. If you want to try to figure out what you need to figure it out, he's not gonna tell you anything. He was stiff. My father was very stiff. My mom was just a very loving. Like I said, she showed unconditional love, and I feel like with her showing me what that looks like, I need a relationship like that. Yeah. With a woman with unconditional love. Plus, I'm a package deal. I have 2 kids. So it's not just me. A woman has to have unconditional love. My son has his, my kids have to have the mother or whatever, but not that you have to come in and just be the mother all the way, but to be there as a loving figure, unconditional, to be able to love kids that aren't yours. But, if we get married, we'll be considered your children also.
Is it hard dating with 2 kids?
No. Okay. I don't think so.
That's what I wanted to know.
People were like, he's on the show with two different kids, got a baby, and I'm like, so I can't find love because I have children already. Like, what sense does that make? No, I don't think it's hard. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about your communication. I don't try to keep that a secret.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to women. I may not say it the first time, but if we go out again, I'm going to tell them for sure.
Have you ever been in love before? Yes or no?
Yeah, I was in love with my daughter's mom. That's why we stayed together for so many years. Even, you know, after the red flags and after she took her mask off and I saw how like rude and disrespectful she really was inside. It was a bad spirit inside of her. You know,
you still talk to her? You still talk to her?
I got custody of my daughter.
Okay, right. Wow. Does she see her daughter at all? Okay, wow. Are you looking to get married and settle down? And if so,
of course.
When?
Of course. I can't put it on the timeline. It's just everything is on God's time. Everything is on God's time. So I used to run my life and try to control everything and try to control the tempo and try to do, and I'd be running my head into the wall, Breeny. I swear, like I had so many bruises on my head. Just trying to guide and lead everything. So I just do everything, try to do things on God's time. And I pray about stuff. Is this person right for me? You know, let us stay together, let it be. Let me know when the right time will be to propose and all that different stuff, you know? So I'm definitely not opposed to it at all. I'm actually looking forward to it, spending a lifetime with the right person. It's got to be the right person.
Yeah, it's got to be right, 100%.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you've spoken about it a few times during our conversation, and you were quoting scriptures on the show. What kind of Christian are you?
What do you mean? So until the pandemic, I was going to church every week. My daughter was raised in the church. I help out, you know, with different activities and stuff like that. Right now, she goes and she helps at Sunday school with other young kids. Now she's 13. Just kind of giving back and stuff like that. I pray daily. I don't read my word as much. I'm gonna be honest. I read words. I get scriptures like daily things sent to me, and I'll read that. But I don't pick up my Bible as much anymore. And it's a stupid excuse. But I feel like after I read the Bible all the way through, front to back twice, that the scriptures are written on my heart. They're written in my spirit. They're in my mind. That's why I was able to quote the scriptures on the show. Because they're within me. You know what I mean? So that's why I can give somebody a good word and quote scripture and this and that if I'm talking to them or if I'm, you know, whatever I may be doing to try to help them.
I heard that. So did you like grow up Christian, or was there a point? Was there a point in your life?
I didn't. But like I told you, I was fighting and I was a wild boy growing up. Like I was in the streets. I was got into a little trouble and stuff like that. So I think that kind of, you know, being around different friends, their moms, going to church all the time, because my parents didn't really go while I was young. They always asked me, Calfani, come to church with us, come to church. And I'd be like, okay, all right. I'm not going to tell your mama no. She feeds me. I'm not going to tell your mama no. So I would go to church with them. And I remember the first time I got saved, I was like 13.
Wow.
13 maybe. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going on. I was just going to church with friends. We go there and play basketball. We listen to some word. They play some music. The first time I got saved, I had some weed in my pocket, like some blunts and stuff like I was wild. I was wild. I didn't know, but you know, I know when you know better, you do better. So
yeah.
I always try to do good now, and good karma always follows me.
Well, that's the end of my question. Thank you for coming on my channel, Calfani.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything to say to the people?
Like I always tell everybody, health is wealth, you all. Y'all can check me out. Follow me on Instagram at Cali, KHALI_FitPro, or check out my website, www.califit.com. I'm going to be doing this huge boot camp soon. Breeny, I want you to join in, all your friends, everybody tuned in. Y'all joining is going to be dope. So what's going to be amazing about this is you can do it from the comfort of your home.
Right.
You're going to be able to do it from the comfort of your home. So I'm going to be training everybody, guiding everybody. We're going to be sweating these COVID pounds off, keeping everybody healthy. I'm going to be teaching people about nutrition, supplementation to keep the immune system up, to keep that white blood cell count up, be fighting off different sicknesses and illnesses that are trying to trap us and tell us to stay home, stay indoors, and wear these masks, restricting our breathing. All that stuff isn't healthy. It's not good for you, man. We need to go outside and get vitamin D, get natural sunlight, take vitamin D, D3 supplements, multivitamins and zinc and different things like that to help you keep your immune system up. So I want to teach about all that and just help people sweat those pounds off. So y'all check out my website, califit.com. I'm going to have that coming up real soon. And y'all keep being great. Thank you all for having me.